Welcome to the Spirit of the Living God. This is a devotional series that we have been covering, and we are going to cover in this final Devo from our Holy Spirit series, this last bit, which is far from the last thing that we could talk about with regard to the Holy Spirit and His ministry, but it's the last consideration that we want to look at about what the Holy Spirit does in our lives, because we often forget it. And this is the reason why we have to focus on this, is because there's a really good chance that some of us that are gathered here listening to this right now, whenever you're listening to this, you would say, hey, you know what? I could do a lot better on my prayer time. I'm not a good prayer. I'm not really good at that. And I'm struggling, and I hear people at church, like Pastor Ron, he has like the best prayers when he's praying, and I don't have those kinds of prayers. Or I heard the person next to me in the pew, and they don't pray the way I pray. Like, I don't know what to say when I pray. I want to remind you that the Holy Spirit guides you to pray. The Holy Spirit guides you to pray. Remember, you're not praying alone. You're not praying unaided. You have the presence of God within you. The Holy Spirit is God in the Spirit. So you can't be alone even if you wanted to. The Holy Spirit's ministry is so diverse. But one of the things that He does is He guides you to pray when you don't know what to pray. Look at what the Apostle Paul says in Romans 8, verse 26. He says, likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness, for we do not know what to pray. I've been there. You've been there. I don't know what to say. I'm going to go through the Our Father and look at the components. Maybe some of us that come from a more liturgical background, you might pray from the Book of Common Prayer. Maybe you have a devotional that leads you into prayer, but sometimes you're there and you're like, I want to pray. I don't know what to say. Well, look what it says. The Holy Spirit helps us. We don't know what to pray as we ought to, but the Spirit Himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. He is bringing you into commune with the Father. And He is giving you the utterances that you don't even know that you're making just by spending time in prayer with God. The Holy Spirit unlocks that fellowship, sweet, by His power. How remarkable. How remarkable is it that when we think about God, not only did God go to the lengths to save us by the blood of Christ and by the resurrection of Christ, not only did God go to great lengths to call us through the ministry of the Holy Spirit and through the prompting of God the Father, He drew us to Himself. But God won't even leave us alone to figure it out. He's helping us to connect to Him by giving us the gift of the Holy Spirit that we may be with Him forever. As we think about this verse and some of the other ones that we've covered and what we looked at in church, Jesus told His disciples, it's good that I leave. It's good, in John 14, He says that I'm going to be leaving you because who I'm sending is another one just like me. And He will be with you alongside you. And He will dwell within you. He'll be one with you forever. That's the Spirit of the living God. The Holy Spirit. The person of the Spirit. God, the Spirit. The Creator and Spirit. The omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent God, present there with you forever because of Jesus. The Holy Spirit is yours. He's yours. And He will guide you home.